Yeah, it's been great. I think, yeah, I mean, anytime you achieve something like that, it's, the aftermath, looking back on it, took some time to sink in, but yeah, it's been great. A lot of training, a lot of evolving of that fight. Obviously, every fight, you see mistakes, you see the stuff you did right, the stuff you did wrong, the improvements, the mistakes that are still there. So in terms on that level, it's been great. It's been great. And then of course on a other note, you can say, being able to be the guy who did that is amazing. And in South Africa, it's very highly celebrated, and I love every moment of it.
There was a little bit of uncertainty around, excuse me, around who you were going to be fighting for a while. Some middleweight kind of figuring out there. Could have been Rob. Rob gets done by Hamzat, maybe Hamzat. It's finally secured as Strickland, the rematch. What excites you about going up against Sean again?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of uncertainty. I was rallying for the Hamzat fight just because, it was, strike while the iron's hot. The hype was there. It has been good for all of us. And they went the Strickland round, which didn't bother me at all. I would have preferred the Hamzat fight. I think he deserved it more, even though he didn't have as many fights. But if you look at Strickland's last fight against Costa, that doesn't warrant anybody ever a title fight. That was super boring. I mean, you're watching that fight, I was sitting there thinking, what? I mean, dominant performance by Strickland, but a terrible fight to watch. And then Hamzat comes and he does to Rob what, the way he did it was, I mean, that's what gets you to jump the line. So I thought that was going to happen. It would have been great for me. I would have loved that. It got me super excited. But putting this Strickland thing to bed, I have two decisions in my whole life, one being a split against Strickland. And, I said, the guy who's evolved more over the last year since we last fought is the guy who's going to win this fight. And I can't wait to show the evolvement on the February 9th.
Yeah, I think he's made some comments. I want to fight, let's fight like men, excuse my French. How do you respond to that? Do you take that on board and go, yep, happy to do it? What's the kind of mindset and reaction to that?
Well, in that case, you would say that, strikers are the only men in the sport, or the guys that fight like men. Then go do striking, bring any striker in the world, the best in the world. Be a striker and let's see what happens when he fights him. I'll just take him down and murder him if I want to. It's the ultimate sport of fighting is MMA because you have that all to your disposal. You have everything to dispose of. If that's what you feel like about fighting, go box, do kickboxing, whatever you want. He doesn't dictate how I fight. I fight, I have an all-around game and I'm going to fight like that. Chances are you're going to stand there and bang. I have no problem with that. But it's going to be on my terms. If I see the opportunity to take him down, beating him on the ground, I'm going to take it. And, for him, I honestly think that it was all mental games, him saying, no, let's do it, and then he's going to try and wrestle. But it doesn't matter. My fight plan works around being all around. If this fight goes to the ground, it's going to be a long night for him. If it's just in the clinch, it's going to be a long night. And if it stays standing, it's going to be a long night from either way. I am prepared in all aspects of it, Romain. This fight, it's going to be a tough one. I know that. I know Strickland's stuff. He doesn't just go down. He's a game fighter. And he's a really, really world-class and good fighter. I just don't see this fight. This fight's definitely, maybe, going into a championship rounds, but it's not seeing the end bell. There's no way.